Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Currency News Hub. Make sure to subscribe for more updates and videos. Today we are diving into the latest news and developments regarding the Iraqi dinar, specifically focusing on recent updates from various intel groups like Militiaman and others. Starting with Militiaman, there's been significant activity behind the scenes involving the destruction of currency. They haven't disclosed the exact amount of money destroyed, but they're now indicating that there's a liquidity issue, a shortage of Iraqi dinars. This raises an interesting question. Could this mean that new smaller category notes with higher value might be introduced soon? After all, it doesn't make much sense to destroy a large amount of money only to create new 25,000 notes, does it? If they were just going to create new notes, why destroy the old ones in the first place? And let's think about the massive infrastructure they've built. Would that be for managing a higher rate of inflation or a weaker exchange rate below 1,310 dinar to the dollar? That doesn't seem logical at all. Moving on to intel from Frank26, there's news from Iraq that suggests the country is making strides towards using the dinar for all sales instead of the US dollar. This shift is a significant development in Iraq's monetary policy. Frank26's reports indicate that the Prime Minister Sudanese is actively communicating this change to the public. Additionally, key figures are discussing the continuation of the Delete the Zeros project, which has been a topic of conversation for some time. They continue to promise purchasing power increases, and there's talk of delivering this promised purchasing power within the year. There's also an important update on the upcoming visit of the central bank governor-elect to New York. This visit is set to focus on the protection and stability of Iraq's banking system. According to a government advisor, there might be a need to renegotiate certain sanctions that were placed on Iraqi banks, potentially due to errors or exaggerations when the sanctions were initially imposed. Meetings are expected to take place with the Federal Reserve and the U.S. Treasury Department at the end of August to address these issues. In other news, Samson has shared an article discussing Iraq's temporary removal from a sanctions list, questioning whether this is a temporary victory or the beginning of a new crisis. This situation remains fluid and is something to keep an eye on, as it could have broader implications for Iraq's economic future. Finally, Guru, native from the Middle East, compared Iraq's current situation to what happened in Kuwait after the Gulf War. According to NATO, Iraq is following a similar trajectory to Kuwait, where after a period of turmoil the economy returned to normal. Investors who held on to Kuwaiti currency during its devaluation made significant profits once the currency stabilized, and a similar scenario might be unfolding in Iraq now. And to wrap up, there's speculation on whether the revaluation RV of the Iraqi dinar is tied to the upcoming elections. However, intel from May via PDK suggests that the RV might not be election-related. It's one of those things where we'll have to wait and see how it all plays out. On Wednesday, the exchange rates for the US dollar USD against the Iraqi dinar IQD saw an increase by the end of the day in both Baghdad and Erbil markets. According to reports, the USD closed at a rate of 149.00 IQD for every $100 in Baghdad's Ziller and Al-Hara central exchanges, which was 200 IQD higher than the morning's opening rate. In Baghdad's parallel markets, the USD was being sold at 15,500 IQD and bought at 148.00 IQD for every $100. Similarly, in Herat, the capital of the Kurdistan region, both the selling and buying rates were recorded at $49,500 IQD for every $100 US. That's all for today's update. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights and analysis on the Iraqi dinar and other financial news.